break you.
And it sucks because if you're cloud automatically is going to do it. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, I can't avoid it.
Yeah.
I try to avoid the automatic updates till I've looked at them.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So whatever caused the problem,
is it now fixed?
Sort of. We're live. Everybody can see us. But
Cool.
from what I can tell, last time I had to forcibly crash it, I didn't have Dale loaded in. So whatever it's doing, it keeps causing it to revert back to like a certain save point or something stupid. Anyways, as janky as this thing is, hopefully they're going to get that updated. Hopefully everybody can see us because we are streaming. We are live. Looks like people are still in the chat. Huzzah. Sorry, it's quickly made my mood dour because I absolutely hate tech issues when I'm trying to do something. So,
yeah,
especially when I plan my week around it.
Right.
I don't know if that's good or bad for us.
Right?
If you're in a dour mood.
Oh,
we can change that real quick. I went from joking about plotting everybody's demise.
See, that's what I'm worried about.
I have some re-rolls that everybody has redeemed for.
I will make you sure.
Quick, everybody in the chat. If you want to make sure that Jerome doesn't kill us, make sure to subscribe to the channel, share our posts, and you can save a vampire today. Yeah, somebody.
Yeah, it's going to be George doing a voiceover with Sarah McLachlan in the background.
Yeah, in the arms of the angel.
Yes, thank you very much, Trish.
Oh, great,
just Haley. Haley's in the chat said we're on. Yeah, I can't hardly tell because now it updated. Okay.
Dale's in there.
Yeah, I see Dale.
No, Dale's in now. There's something wrong with the scene transition to this, and so what was happening is I was trying to back out of or get the scene transition going, and it just froze the whole thing up. So, anyways, now that we've wasted like 20 minutes of this garbage, somebody want to give us a recap as to where we're at, and I can woosaw in the background.
Go ahead there, Benjamin.
Oh boy, let's see how much I've got here. I'm better with the superhero game because, I have to. He has an eidetic memory, so I have to take tons of notes.
Oh yeah, because I will penalize you for that.
I'll help
you out. Let's see.
Recap
Okay.
with Ben and Lily.
Let's see. So we. That's right. Okay, so we went to
the party.
The party, yeah. Roxy's party that she, technically a car show because she's the new sponsor of the Southside Souls. That's what we learned. Realized that she's a sorcerer. So some of us were just checking things out or getting a drink. And then she and Trish talked without anybody else knowing and formed kind of a deal that Trish was stuck in because she already owed a favor. And it seems that, unbeknownst to the rest of us, Roxy is planning to get Colin back. Dun, dun, dun.
Say Roxy.
Yeah. Let's see. Beyond that, let's see. We also managed to find out exactly where Shannon was. She was being held in a basement of a place where it seems like 3 individuals, probably hunters, were keeping her. Trudy's group, the Utes, managed to head to their place, scout it out, found out that information, and then we had the idea of swatting them. Because they were literally kidnapping somebody and they had the place rigged with explosives. Surprise, surprise. That's their modus operandi. So we got that going and it worked. Shannon was retrieved, prevented from going to the cops. The other 3 were booked.
And?
Let's see here. And of course, we have Lily has truly turned into Persephone Papadopoulos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's got a new face, new name, and her mother, aka her other ghoul, is going to get similar treatment the next night from Izzy. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. And then near the very end, we headed back to our respective places and then found out that Dahlia and Flames had a bastion present, a Jesus lookalike staked to a cross and posted in their backyard. So we dealt with
Well,
cleaning that up.
technically, an Obi-Wan Kenobi staked to a cross in the backyard.
Right, yeah.
But same difference.
Right, yeah.
Another Bastion original.
Yeah, exactly. So we're dealing with that information. Clearly, he's still in the area. He's still gunning for Flames, aka Damaris.
What a shock.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he didn't just let that go. Gosh, no. Of course, he
Dan,
didn't
I'm
let that
sorry,
go.
but we're going to have to kill your character.
You know, I started this game not realizing he was even still in existence. So it's just as well. And I didn't realize I was creating a powerful future enemy that my friends and I would have to fight. So,
That's okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Your own hard work can be used against you like that.
Right, exactly.
Just think about how I feel at this point.
And speaking of, in the midst of that, we did find out that through Damaris' scrying that Revis did not go to the Caribbean. Instead, he went to New Orleans and was waiting for somebody at a restaurant. But we didn't get much more information than that.
Because you couldn't call.
No,
Not
Trish
that I know
tried.
anything about the fact that you couldn't call. Jerome
Right.
goes, nope,
Trish tried.
I'm not going to play that for him.
Yeah. Trish did try. Went
Yeah.
to voicemail.
And that's all I got. Not sure if I missed anything, but there you
No,
go.
I think you got everything.
Isn't that enough?
Yeah, it
Sure.
was a very eventful game for a Saturday game.
So,
Yeah, it was.
with all that being said, it has been 2 nights since the events of Blood Ties. So at this point, since we haven't done this in a while, everybody at this point. Why did they repost that again? Okay, whatever. The bot turned around and said, "Hey, we're live again," and we never dropped off. Anyways.
Maybe it's just not going to
Yeah.
So anyways, so at this point, everybody is starting at full blood. You are -1 for any ghoul that you maintain. You're -1 for any feeding restriction that you might have.
Jerome,
Yes?
did I wind up handling Lily's ghouls like we had agreed to? Because they would be my obligation then.
Oh, I forgot about that. We can say yeah.
I just want to make sure it got
I know.
handled one way.
I know who
Yeah,
you're talking about. Yeah, the bar.
At
Yes.
the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you
So
did.
all she has is mommy right now.
So just to be, I know we didn't do anything, but did the lawyer take care of making sure that they finally shut up? And because that's what I put in when I turned it in, was I was going to have a lawyer go and tell them he was their rep. We would make arrangements for them to get fed, and in turn they had to be quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's on me then.
Okay, so then you've got those 2 to worry about.
Then I have a question for you. Did Lily, do you want me to roll to see if Lily actually got the wards up on Cindy's place? For
Which wards were you doing?
Ghoul in Vampire. She was going to make sure Ben got to choose who gets access to his daughter.
I will let you do one for right now, given the fact that you were still kind of busy during that time frame.
Yeah.
You're having to take care of your other ghoul and get her flesh crafted. So
Which one do you want, Dale?
Versus vampire.
Okay. So would have been 5, but then a 1, so 4.
okay. All right. So with that being said, speaking of which, you have a voicemail waiting for you when you wake, Lily.
Okay. And I listen to it.
Okay. So it's a guy, and you hear this. I hope I've got this number right. This is what they gave out. I'm looking for the hip hopopotamus DJ. Penelope. Is it Papadopoulos?
Oh, that's too funny.
So anyways, we've got a gig coming up, or we'd like to hire your services, to DJ. So it's going to be in like a week. Big kegger for the university. If I got the right number, can you just or if I don't have the right number, can you call me back and let me know? I don't want this to kind of go up in the middle of the air. Peace.
Benjamin?
Yeah. Ben walks up. Yeah, what's up?
She puts it on speaker and replays the message.
Okay.
Oh. Another name change, huh? And a career change. You're moving up.
I don't DJ.
Have you ever told anybody? I mean, you haven't told anybody what your current name is other than us, right?
Yeah. So Izzy. It has to be Izzy.
Maybe. I mean,
what
that
did
would
you
make
do
sense.
to really piss her off to where she has done this to me?
Done what? Giving you like an extra job that you can just say no to? It's not a big
Persephone
deal.
and a DJ.
You don't like the name? It's not bad. I gotta say, you don't hear many Persephones. It's kind of
No.
cool.
And I'm gonna go by Seth. We'll go by Seth.
Steph, okay, sure.
But I'm not gonna DJ.
All right. I mean, you can call the guy back and tell him there was a misunderstanding, right? And you can ask him where he got, that info from, like who gave him the number.
Yeah, well, I know who gave him the number. Yeah, so she'll call him back.
Okay.
So
so you
ring.
hear some random music in the background, like somebody's at a party, and then the music starts to die down or something as a person gets the phone. You heard what sounded like hello, but it was super muffled and then some running and moving and volume changing and whatnot. Then it's a lot quieter, like maybe they stepped out on a balcony or something, and you hear again, hello?
Yes, hello. You were calling for a Penelope who DJs.
Oh yeah, DJ Hip Hopopotamus.
Yeah, I think there's been a miscommunication because, first of all, my name isn't Penelope, and I am not a DJ.
Oh, I got a wrong number.
No, you got the right number. Can I ask who referred me to you?
He lists off some name. He says, Bill Meyer.
Bill Meyer?
Oh no.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't DJ, and fortunately I don't know anybody who does.
Oh, all right, well, it's too bad. I was gonna, we were gonna throw him $1,000 just to DJ the gig.
Yeah, that's too bad, but you don't want me DJing.
Apparently not. Okay. Ciao.
Yeah, good
Hangs
luck.
up.
Bill Myers.
Just a random fake name, sounds like, honestly.
I still think it has Isidore's fingerprints all over it.
I mean, nothing stopping you from calling her or texting her and saying, hey, what's the deal?
Just her ghoul's face.
Yeah, I'll wait till after she's done with Mom.
Fair enough.
Oh my.
So with that little interlude, Remus, at this point, Jeeves has found a new place. If you're still interested in leaving,
Yes.
he still has to actually pay for it and whatnot, but he's sent you the information that you can look at it when you wake.
Okay. And it checks all the boxes of what I'm looking for.
What are you looking for specifically?
I'm looking for like a reasonable sized place that we can fortify. That's got like rooms for each of us that'll have like essentially just would be comfortable. But yeah, I'm looking for like a place that's away from the rest of the vampires because they are trouble.
Okay. This does fit that description. It's going to take some work to fortify it, obviously.
Mhm.
The house is actually really nice looking. I'll
Okay.
send you the pictures and whatnot after game.
Okay. Yeah,
But the location actually sits partway up on the mountain overlooking Ashland.
Is this the mountain that we keep destroying?
No, opposite
No?
side.
Oh, okay. How far would I be?
Yeah, that's
from
Mount Temper Tantrum.
Yes,
Oh.
that belongs to Damaris.
Yes.
Okay, because I was like, well, I definitely know there's Huarhuos around there, but like, I'm not like too far away from all of the places we regularly go to.
No.
Okay.
No, and the added benefit, I mean, unless somebody comes up on foot, there's only one way up and one way down, which is the driveway.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to hire like security personnel probably.
You got the money for it, boss.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what venture gang will do.
Ventrangle.
Yep.
Ventrangle.
Yeah.
Gang true.
Or gang true.
gang-
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because I was gangrel first, so gang true. Yeah. Then we'll start putting an offer down. On
Okay.
it, and we'll see if we can get it.
All right. Then actually, Jeeves asks you, so how much of a need is this? Like, are we going to be worried about expense? Like, get it at all costs? Or do you want me to try to play the market and get it for a better buy? Obviously, one's going to precipitate, how quickly we get it.
I think the need is actually kind of because we're still at the collective haven, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I think for our family's safety, we should probably get it sooner rather than later. This place is not secure. This place is not safe at all. So the sooner we can get to a place where we can, just be on our own, dealing with our own stuff, keep our blood in our own fridge, I'll feel safer.
Then sure thing, boss. I will. I'll start in low and then hit them with a ridiculous amount afterwards when I see kind of where this might go.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. And Sophie, as you rise, did you have any plans for tonight, given the letter that you've received?
Did it have a date on it?
Actually, it was for tonight.
Did I receive it today?
No. You received
Okay,
it 2 nights ago.
Then I would have communicated that to the rest of the group.
Okay. Then why don't you let them know?
Okay.
It would be in your words, not mine. I know, huh?
Okay, to the group text, I will say Portland has a new prince. We have been invited to come and meet and celebrate with them up in Portland. Anyone met Soren Lockhart of the Toreador ?
No, and it sounds like more present yourself than celebrate.
Pardon me while I don't attend in all probability.
I don't know, Benjamin. It's up to you.
Well,
I mean, we got to make nice with the neighbors at this point, right? We went through all that hassle just to get it for them.
Yeah, at least I don't look like myself anymore. So nobody's going to recognize me.
That too, you get to start off fresh, right?
So I'm sensing some reluctance. I know this is the CAM, but he says a night of discussion, reconnection, and artistic endeavors. It's probably going to be pleasant.
It's going to be Kiss the Ring.
Gee, if I was in another campaign from like a couple years ago, I think we were talking about a Sabat Toreador.
I'm sure they just mean jazz flute.
Jazz feet?
Jazz flute
Oh,
for artistic.
it's like, what is jazz feet? Is that like jazz hands? But
Yeah, but you do it with your feet.
That's more like the Irish jig. You don't really
So-
move your hands. Your feet go all over the place.
Right, there you go.
Jerome, just
Hi,
to
Stephen.
check back, my understanding of the Setites and the CAM is right now, neither one is exchanging diplomatic emissaries, so to speak. It's kind of like the Setites are persona non grata, similar to the Giovanni.
No, the Giovanni are not persona non grata to the Camarilla. Basically, what ended up happening is after the wars, the war princes and whatnot, and everything finally started to settle down. The Setites, well, I should say, the Bruja left the Camarilla to go to the Anarchs. Gangrel kind of did the same thing. Then the Assamites eventually joined, en masse, mostly I should say, the Camarilla. And right around that time, the Setites were like, "Hey, what about us?" And they're like, "Nah."
That's what I thought.
So they're not persona non grata, but they definitely weren't welcomed into the Camarilla.
Yep.
So that's the reason why many of the Setites have wound up in the Anarchs now, collectively.
Yeah, it's not something I'm horribly comfortable with. I'll be happy to stay and babysit.
okay, anyone who's coming, this party car leaves Ashland in an hour.
And
Okay.
so, just to clarify, you let them know what was in the letter, or did you just kind of reiterate what you just said?
I mean, isn't that what was in the letter?
No, not completely.
Oh.
Is there going to be body painting?
Yes, sorry.
Oh.
Sophie was being conservative and left that detail out.
You and your domain are cordially invited to attend a celebration of reopening. You and any guest you so choose to bring with you will be granted hospitality for the evening. I do so sincerely hope you decide to attend.
There you go.
Ah, That makes a slight difference.
Oh, so does that mean you're going to go?
Well, under the rules of hospitality, as the Camarilla interprets them, unless I engage in certain activities that they frown upon, I can probably skate in and out without getting staked. Accent on the word probably.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Well, if something untoward were to happen to you unjustly, they would have me to deal with.
that might be some consolation, but I doubt my clan elder is going to be really happy having an emissary she sent to Ashland to open up an arrangement staked by a Camarilla prince. I don't think that's going to go over well.
That's fair. Anyway, let me know if or come over if you want to come, and we can drive up together
All right.
or whatever.
Are you wanting to go?
I mean, we
River's
went
text-
through a lot to get him that place back. If we don't go, it's kind of spitting in their face, which, I'd love to do. Don't get me wrong, but we got that whole deal we got going with them,
I mean,
So if it was any other town, no. But
I
the
mean-
town that we dealt with,
I thought maybe giving them the jewels would be enough, but I guess not.
What's
Remus,
50 million between enemies?
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
very well. I'll have to figure out something to wear.
Yeah.
Remus text back, I'll go.
Sweet.
and Ben will text, yep, I'll go too.
Okay.
Oh, you should ask her what the dress code is.
Oh,
He does not say.
So Ben will ask, we dressing fancy?
It's a Toreador prince, so I'm going to assume the answer is with a will.
What
Remus
does that
text
mean?
back, I don't know what that means.
Yeah. What does that mean, Ben?
so sure,
Well-
I get to show off Kirby and Gangsta. Sure.
Do I want to wear a suit?
Yes, you do.
I shouldn't have said that out loud.
I've never seen you in a suit.
We'd have to find a suit, like, real quick. How do we do that?
If I have to wear high heels, you can wear. Because I don't think I can go in my combat boots.
Yeah, probably not.
Are we treated to a montage of Ben
Maybe-
coming out of dressing rooms with different suits on, and we do the yay day?
Maybe you can borrow one from Remus.
I
Maybe.
don't remember them being the same size.
How tall is Ben? How tall is Ben?
He's, what do I have him at? He's like 6 foot, I think. Yeah.
Oh, Remus is 6 foot.
Oh, you should
Okay.
be good.
Yeah.
Why did I think one of you was taller than the other?
Because
I
Remus is a
don't know.
beast.
Oh,
Probably.
okay.
Pretty much.
The beast.
Yeah. Gangrel, I mean.
He's always blue.
Oh God, I'm that beast.
My stars and garters.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you go see if he's got a spare?
Yeah. Is Remus within the communal haven somewhere right now?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
he was just talking to Jeeves at this point. They were going over, moving plans and
Okay.
buying stuff and whatnot. So, yeah, he's here.
Okay. Yeah, so I head over to wherever he's at in the house and I go, hey, Remus, you get that text? You headed to the shindig up north?
Yeah, I think it seems like something that I should do. Are you gonna go?
I am. With that said, do you have any spare suits that I can wear? I mean, what I wear is good, but I don't know if it's Toreador Camarilla Prince good.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if I have anything that'll fit you.
Remus has his closet taken up with clothing, predominantly suits, and he has two mobile, like little closet rack things that can seal up that also have high-end fashion in it at this point.
I have a small wardrobe at my disposal.
Yeah, you have a large wardrobe and two portable wardrobes.
Well, I think for Remus, he doesn't know how much a lot of clothes is.
Oh, sure, that's fine.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so he'll be like, yeah,
He's
no,
modest.
Yeah, Ben's
Yeah.
gonna go, holy smacks.
Okay.
You
even
want it on
wear all
Lonnie?
this stuff? That's you know what? You probably. No, I mean, I get fashion, but I haven't gotten that much into like the super high fashion. Holy cow! These suits are like $5,000 a piece. I bet it's crazy.
He
Really?
needs something to go with, that'll show off his eyes.
Okay. What's wrong with your eyes, or what color are your eyes?
I have to look at Ben's description again. Did I actually? Brown eyes.
Okay. George doesn't know about this. Like, I guess we pick like something cool so that way your eyes like seem warmer by comparison. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys ultimately decide is fine
Yeah.
by me. You've
I think-
probably
yeah, I think-
got something that fits him.
I'm sure we
Yeah.
could do Pretty Woman, but like in reverse.
Yeah.
I would watch that show.
Yes. After looking through a few suits, he goes ahead and picks one, heads to the bathroom, makes sure it fits.
Ben keeps
Hey, all
coming
right.
out in Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, and we do get to have the montage. It's me, Lily, and Jeeves. We're all just like,
Sure. So, but eventually, and I will let you decide what the suit looks like. It's not super important. But you find a suit. Jeeves helps Remus get dressed and choose something appropriate, all the way down to like the appropriate cufflinks for the shirt, the tie, everything, so that it speaks to power.
Yeah, Lily will help.
Jerome, I have a question. Do Ventru have like certain colors that they associate with themselves?
They can. They are as much high fashion as Toreador are.
Yeah, but like if I was to like, in terms of like showing up there to present myself, like, is there certain colors I should stick with that would be like,
Nothing like that. No.
No? Okay.
No,
Okay.
they're more concerned with, are you showing up with something off the rack at the Macy's outlet, or are you showing up with something that is tailored and probably cost you $2,000-$3,000?
Okay. Then yeah, I know what Remus is gonna wear.
This is what Sophie's gonna wear.
Yep.
There you go.
I can't see it super well, but it looks sultry.
It's also
Yep.
in the chat.
Put it in the chat also.
Oh, okay. I think Remus is gonna wear probably like a black suit with like dark gray shirt, maybe with like a red tie and then red cufflinks.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds fancy.
sure. So it's just the four of you then?
Yes.
I'm going.
Haley approves.
Ooh.
Should I bring a guest? Is my +1 likely going to want to come?
Are you asking about Colin or
Yes.
Cuddles?
No.
Okay.
You should bring Cuddles. Put him in your purse.
I mean, Cuddles would probably like to go.
So I just put in
And
chat what
if
Lily's
that's the
look like.
case, he'll go, definitely.
Okay. Then Sophie will invite Colin.
Okay. And I'm sorry, Steven, you were about to say something?
He's going.
Oh, okay. Any particular manner of garb, or are you just going as Sedite Day Pirate Couture?
Nope. Caribbean silk. Deep blue. French white silk dress shirt.
Okay.
Silver studs.
Very nice. Yeah, and I just put Lily's dress in chat.
Okay. So everybody is dressing up and getting a little fancy for the Camarilla digs. With a bit of a scene transition, everybody is driving up. So are we all taking separate vehicles? Are we all going in one?
Are we going in the party van?
Are we going in van life? Are we mixing it up so Remus can drive the
Whoever-
creamsicle?
Whatever you guys want to do.
Let's take separate cars just in case something happens and some of us need to leave.
Yeah, I'll take
Yeah,
the
like-
I'll take the creamsicle because I don't want to show up in the van.
In a van.
Those are your options.
Got hippie life, and then I've got the creamsicle. I feel like the creamsicle will make a bigger impression.
It'll definitely make a statement.
Yeah, versus like if the camera's just like, oh, like I'm sure that the anarchs down the road are perfectly nice, and then a van pops up and we all just spill out of it.
Like sounds.
Well,
Ridgemont.
George, have you seen Get Shorty
Like a long time ago
with oh shoot, what's his name?
John Travolta.
John Travolta, when
Yeah.
he gets his rental car, and the guy's like, I ordered a Cadillac, and he says, well, it's the Cadillac of minivans. and so he goes with that the rest of the film, and he starts getting people to buy minivans because he's
right.
so cool. And there's like, well, if he's so cool, I need to have a minivan because he's driving it, sort of thing. So,
Yeah.
Start a trend.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
then everybody goes up. The creamsicle is in effect. Driving up, sort of thing. As you end up arriving, it is actually being held in a ballroom in downtown hotel. Clearly marked off for private engagement. There's security at every door. There's only one door that they're actually allowing people in. There is a there are several individuals who do appear armed, who have that kind of Men in Black sort of look. Like they look nice, but it's clear that they're not here just to hang around. They got that I mean business sort of look. And then there's because I had to reboot, I closed off my notes. Let me get these open again. Hold on a sec.
I would have eaten before I left home, by the way.
Oh yeah, ditto.
That is fine.
Ran over and gave the ghoul some blood. Hopefully help her heal.
Okay. So there is a woman. She's in kind of a nice power suit. You're giving directions occasionally to the individuals outside, and as collectively all of you approach, she kind of looks down at a booklet, like a guest list sort of thing, and then she looks up. She has really nice long black hair. If you're looking for a visual, she's got kind of I don't want to say wide eyes, but very bright looking eyes. She looks a lot like Marissa Ramirez, who played Melita from the TV show Spartacus, if anybody is interested.
Very pretty.
Yes, very, very, very pretty. Not necessarily in a bombshell way, and much more conventional, but still very pretty, very vibrant in the eyes. And so she looks up and she says, "Can I help all of you?"
Yes, we're here to see Mr.
It'd be good to know the prince's name.
Show him the invitation. We probably
Here to see Mr. Lockhart. We're guests of Mr. Lockhart.
And she says, "And your name, please?"
Sophie Lohr and company.
And so she looks down real quick, and then she looks back up, and she's surprised. She looks surprised, and she says, "Oh, I didn't think it. I'm sorry. There were some that thought that you might not come. My apologies. She says, so just for brevity's sake, all of you have hospitality for the evening. If I can at least get everyone's names so I know who we're adding to the guest list.
Revis will step forward, go, Revis Sargon, Sedite.
She says, okay. She's kind of like just making some notes.
Seth Tremere.
Okay.
Ben steps forward. Benjamin Baxter, Bruja.
Remus Gangrel.
And she's like, oh, well, quite the snappy dresser there, Mr. Gangrel.
Oh, thank you very much.
So she's jotted these down. She says, my name is Nicole Maldonado. She says, I am the deputy of Portland. I serve underneath, where did I put his name?
Lockhart?
No.
Oh.
Doggone it.
You said she's the deputy?
Yeah, she's the deputy.
So they have a sheriff.
They do.
So we...
There we go. I am the deputy under Sheba the Black.
Shiva or Sheba?
Sheba.
Is that a name that us ex-camies might know?
What is your Camarilla lore?
Ooh, I have Cam lore.
Oh, I don't have any. So,
Okay.
no, I don't know.
So that would be no. How much Cam lore do you have?
I have 3 dots.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dang.
So
I come from Cam and you know more than I do.
Well,
he
didn't
ate his
come
way
by
up.
honestly.
Exactly. He
I
ate
slept my
those
way
memories.
through school.
He didn't come by it honestly.
And what do you have, Sophie?
My cam lore is 1.
Okay, so you wouldn't. Remus, why don't you go ahead and give me a wits and cam lore roll?
Okay.
Probably buy into that a little.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 7.
7. Okay. Then that's 3 successes.
Oh,
7,
nice.
8, 9.
Very good. So you would know that Sheba the Black is actually from the East Coast. You're not certain as to what domain specifically. She is a Nosferatu, particularly dour, and is very combat savvy.
Okay. Writing that down.
Okay. And as you were, as she finishes making those notes, and she says, if all of you would just follow me, and she gives you a ribbon to kind of pin somewhere in your clothing.
Go ahead and pin it.
This is just to help some of the others know that you are our Anarch visitors.
Wonderful.
Uh-huh.
That means they'll jump us in the alley afterwards.
Steal our lunch.
Kind of hope that.
Would that be fun?
And as she's opening the door, she says, I heard that, and no one's going to jump you.
Well, that's reassuring. Thank you.
They've given us hospitality, everybody.
We've got Lucinda to hold positive relations here.
It's true. All right. I guess we'll play nice.
So she opens the door and then notes the new guest list to the guards that are posted right on the inside. She says something in a low tone, but it's still pretty easy for you to hear. And she's basically just saying the last of the guests have arrived at this point. We'll be sealing the door from this side.
Well, she wasn't like, hide the silverware.
Yeah, no. Okay. And as they go ahead and lock up the door, she walks in. She walks in following the rest of you.
Can I do an aura scan of the room?
Absolutely.
Please.
So as you were doing that, you're rolling. It is a ballroom setting. There are Well, without actually doing aura perceptions directly, there's probably somewhere between like 15 to 20 individuals in here. There's also some obvious servants that are going around tending to anyone who might need a drink or whatnot. Sheba the Black is probably the first one that anybody can point out because she looks like the namesake. Like everybody else here is dressed either business casual, maybe come as you are, or like you guys dressed up. She is quite literally looking like a Dementor. You know, just kind of floating, just kind of walking around the room and looking at everyone.
Wait, like nobody else is dressed up like we are?
Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
there are others here that are dressed up, but it doesn't
Oh.
look like that was specifically pushed.
Okay, well.
We're the
suppose we
best
should have
dressed.
Specified.
So I got a 4.
Okay.
You belong with me, so. Oh, what was the difficulty on the aura? 6?
What's that?
What was the difficulty on the aura
6.
perception? Okay, so 2, 4, 5, 6, 5 successes.
Someone got a window open? Because I just heard a car accelerate.
Yeah, that's Brittany.
I live on a street.
I would hope so.
She lives on a note,
I live on a main street.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
a noisy street.
The window is not open.
Gotcha.
But off to the side, you can see that there's currently music being played. Looks like they have pulled in some street buskers. So you've got a guy with you've got like 2 guys with horns. You've got a guy with a saxophone and a guy with kind of a drum setup, and they're just going at it. It's actually really well done. And they're playing some really kind of upbeat, lively, jazz type tunes and whatnot. So.
No country.
Yeah, no country, no.
Thank
It's
you.
hilarious.
Thank God. Lily would start bleeding through her eyeballs and stuff.
So, but yeah, I mean, and there's people interspersed, around the area. Mostly, and then at the far end, looks like there have been pictures brought in protective cases, and they've got the back wall kind of lined with 7 or 8 really nice art pieces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what do I see as far as auras?
Lots of them. If you
I'm looking for like a general tone, and particularly if anybody has hostile feelings towards us. Or
well,
Especially as they look at us.
you won't be able to tell if they're hostile towards you or not. But everyone here, for the most part, is kind of meh. Collectively, there are a few people here who seem to be enjoying themselves, just talking, and whatever it is that they happen to be doing. So the mood in the room, from what you can tell, doesn't seem to be like dampened by the fact that you've entered. No one seems to be looking your way, and suddenly, you get like a heat spike of anger coming off of them or something. The only one who looks like that is Sheba the Black, but she's kind of maintained that opinion the whole time you've been watching it. So it doesn't look like it has anything to do with you.
Okay, so first things first, I will identify the prince and then go and make his acquaintance.
Okay. He actually has the largest crowd around him, so it's fairly easy to spot. He well dressed in a more regal looking suit, with like filigree on it a bit, really, standing out. Something more you would see the aristocracy wearing from an earlier age, as opposed to something more modern.
About 1700?
Maybe, yeah.
1 second, I have people at the door.
Boo.
Jerome,
Tell them to go away. This is vampire time.
Yeah.
We should all just shout vampire obscenities.
You know what?
Jerome,
Did she mute us? Let me take a look real quick.
Yeah, she muted us.
No,
The one-
she muted her
she
mic.
muted herself,
I
yeah.
bet they could still hear us. And if that's the case, go away. This is vampire time. We're playing.
I cast magic missile at the darkness.
I know. I cast magic missile at her front door. Anyway.
Dale, why did you yell that?
I know. She go back. I wonder if she actually heard that.
It was Jana. She brought me the rest of the cookies that we were making.
Did you mute your speakers too?
No,
Oh, you did?
Oh.
Okay, cool.
You didn't hear us?
I did hear you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I did hear you yelling
You heard, all,
at me to tell them to go away.
you heard all the stuff that Dale was yelling?
Perfect. Oh, wait a minute.
Jerome, I do.
I have a sound for that.
Don't.
Perfect.
No, it's perfect.
I know I always have to watch. I have to rewatch this so I can hear the sounds that Jerome
Right.
plays.
I do have a question, Jerome. Like
Yes.
when Sophie or other people are doing like the aura perception, does something change about their eyes? Because like you brought up the Nicole's eyes being like really bright, and like that was a thought that popped into my head. Was I wonder if she's just like aura percepting us like instantly like as we walked up.
Good question. She probably was, but that's just more of a facial feature to her.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't anything supernatural. Some of them do though, like a gleam of the red eye, or Gangrel, like the level 1 animalism. That will make your
Yep.
eyes go red.
Yeah. Or like the eyes of the beast or whatever I have that like allows me to see in the dark. Like
Yeah,
I know that
that's
changes.
it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I just wasn't sure. I was like, wait, does that have a tell? Like, because if we walked in and we're all just like with our
Right.
eyes.
Like, I wonder what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it is kind of obvious, because if somebody is kind of just looking and staring and whatnot, and if you know they're a vampire, then you can pretty much deduce that that's probably what they're doing.
Okay.
So
It takes what is it, about 60 seconds to do the aura sight?
to do a room, I mean,
Yeah.
it depends on how many people you're doing, but to do
Yeah.
a room, yeah, probably. So, I mean, at any rate, before we were so rudely interrupted by Jana, giving her stuff. So as I kind of gave a description of what he's wearing, physically speaking, he looks more like Todd Lasance, who played Caesar from Spartacus, the show.
When you said Todd, I was going to say, oh, wow.
Is that why Todd's not here? So he could like come in as the prince?
That is
Yeah.
exactly why Todd is not here. Yes, with moving boxes and all.
I knew it.
Okay, so kind of a shaggy blonde.
Yes,
Okay.
with a little bit of a Brad Pitt kind of thing to him. A little.
Ooh. Love me some Brad.
So as you approach, there is a woman actually standing next to him. They suck. Remember how I said I had to reboot?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It killed some of my notes.
I mean,
Oh.
it erased some of your notes.
You didn't save?
Oh, I did, just not at that point apparently.
Oh.
How do I back up and get a previous? Well, crap.
You did it in Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no getting it back.
No, when you first open a doc, it's supposed to give you that.
It does.
Oh, because you
I wonder if it.
did a hard reboot.
Yeah. Oh, it's not going to give it to me. Shoot.
Just make it as
Okay.
save.
Crap.
You-
Okay. I need to
You're
pull
good at
that.
ad-libbing.
I am, but this one I need to actually pull back up. So please discuss.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I'm gonna. I don't know how easy this will be, but like, can I get us some drinks? Because like, if they've got a lot of people around them, like maybe we have time to grab like a drink first.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. And I brought cash, so I'm tipping. I'm Aaron Thor today. I'm tipping everybody well.
You're
Nice.
channeling your inner paladin.
Everybody that hands him something, he automatically hands them like a $20 bill.
Well, I think Rivas is trying to like make a good impression, but also kind of show that like hey, we're not just like living in like a mud hutch. We're
They really do think that anarch cities are like the Wild West.
Yeah.
At least that when I was in Venice at the Prince's Elysium, that's what they thought I'd be like crawling on my hands and feet.
I mean, granted, the stuff that happens in our town, they they have a point.
Yeah.
But like, at the very least, we could just be like, oh, we'll show up and like, well, I'll leave a Doge coin on every platter.
This is actually the first time. She's talking to Ben. The first time I've been in Elysium.
Yeah, your sire treated you like garbage, didn't he?
Well, more like property. So I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least you weren't just sent to your death the night you were brought into the fold, but still being made to do what you had to do, that's not good.
Yeah, well, I was kept a good, well-kept secret. I had a specific purpose. And I'm hoping he's not here.
Reeves was just kind of looking around and going, everyone here has heightened senses, right?
That's
Probably.
fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to talk about things, and if they don't like what we're talking about, that's too bad. We got hospitality, right?
And I'm not going to just not talk because I'm afraid somebody might be listening.
Oh, wait, we left the scryer at home.
And I know damn well at least somebody is listening.
Really curious why they thought we wouldn't come.
Reeves just kind of looks at her and goes,
because we're anarchs.
I mean, we're here to, meet the neighbors, so to speak. So shouldn't we at least be, hospitable? I mean, so far.
Reeves just kind of looks at you guys and goes, we paid them how much? And
we gave them this.
No. Let me finish, my dear. We paid them how many hundred? We paid them 50 million, right? Yeah, 50 million. Now, most people get a little upset when somebody strong arms them into coughing up 50 million. Most people. And the fact that they thought we couldn't just adds a little bit more to it. So now all these people realize they could have extorted more out of us, and they're busy figuring out a number of ways that they can come back and go like, oh, we're sorry, we forgot to add on the luxury tax.
Yeah, that's probably coming next. But to add to him, we were the ones that gave them their city. They would not be standing here without us.
I think that in a group of 5 of us, in the middle of like, admittedly, yeah, it's their city now. I think the last thing we really want to do is cop an attitude. Like, we should at least try to be, be kind. We're not gonna make more friends by being bitter.
I'm not here to make friends, but I get where you're coming from.
Okay, so I've restored enough that I can go forward now.
Diplomacy.
So, but like I said, I've explained what the prince looks like. He's actually sitting, or I should say, he's standing. He's got a bit of a crowd around him. Since you've done aura perceptions, only one of the ones that's around, I say only two of the individuals around him came up as vampire. The rest are probably just like ghouls or individuals that they have invited who are in on the masquerade.
Oh, that's interesting. Sophie,
It's interesting.
I don't know if you're paying attention, but it looks like the prince is only two of us with him.
It's very strange.
Is this his goon squad that's with him?
Maybe it's a herd.
There, one of which is a woman. The other individual is a man. He looks like he is. He's got kind of, for lack of a better term, he looks like almost like a standard Roman. Like he's got those strong jaw, kind of Mediterranean look about him. For actors wise, since I'm using actors to kind of cut to the chase on some of this, he looks like Craig Parker, who played Glaber in Spartacus.
We're on a
This-
Spartacus kick tonight.
Not all of them.
And this is one of the vampires, or this is one of
Yes.
just like the
One of the vampires.
So, what are the auras of the two vampires and the prince?
One is kind of muted in the sense you probably get the impression that they're observing, and that's the female that's there. Her outfit is flashy in the sense that it's costly and well done, but it's conservative. It isn't very revealing. She has kind of long black hair tucked off coming down one side. Very well done makeup, but not overdone. Again, to look pretty, but in a conservative way. The other individual, I mean, he is. I'll just put it. He looks like Bucks. The suit that he's wearing is probably something Remus would like. The cut on him. The cut on him is perfect. And his hair is trimmed and cut to perfection. If he's not Toreador, he's probably Ventru, or somebody related to him as Ventru.
Do I need to roll for self-control
Or what?
for my
Torador.
weakness?
No. You're not close enough to the art pieces.
Oh,
I
Colin's here too.
don't think pretty men count.
I don't
Do
know.
they?
If Colin lifted up his shirt, his abs would count. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say, is Colin here?
yeah. Yes, he is.
You know, that's why they
Okay.
never argue, because every time she starts, he just lifts up his shirt.
Yeah. There you go.
Always leave the toilet seat up. Oh,
Never mind.
Never mind.
That's the old argument, but reversed.
Yeah, I know. So, anyways. But so they are it seems to be idle chit chat. It doesn't seem to be, anything super important. And as you approach Sophie, he smiles and has some of the individuals move to make way. He doesn't say so, but he motions with his hand. And he says, Baron Lore, I am surprised that you accepted our invitation. Thank you very much for coming.
Well, of course, I would love to meet the new neighbors, and your invitation was so lovely.
Oh, well, thank you. That was hand designed, so I'm glad that it had the desired effect.
I do appreciate that you thought of us.
And so he looks around to everyone that is kind of surrounding you, and he says, my name is Prince Soren Lockhart. Welcome to my domain. If it was not expressed to you already, by invitation accepted by your Baron, all of you have been granted hospitality. And as I understand it, I believe my deputy already got your names, but we can still do a formal greeting now if you'd like. Next to me, he says, is Mr. Deacon Crow. He says, "This is our Ventru Primogen." He just nods politely. And he says, off to my right, he says, this is Amira Kadir. She is actually a member of the Ashira, and she is on loan to us for interpolitical reasons
Would that
as an observer.
clan mean anything to Sophie?
That's not a clan, that's a sect.
Yeah. Okay. So no.
What was the name of it again?
Ashira.
The Ashira. He says
Ashira.
specifically she is of the clan Rayin Al-Fen.
I'd ring a bell, Jerome.
Do you know anything about Islam?
Oh, no, wrong way. Okay.
Or was it sure? I didn't think so. You were.
Yeah, no, I would. It's just one of those things where I'm like, am I? No, I didn't think so, but that's okay.
And she nods her head and bows politely. Assalamu alaikum.
Inclined to all of them, each of them. A pleasure to meet you. Obviously, I am Baron Sophie Lore of Ashland, of the Toreador clan. These are my friends and colleagues.
You're not going to finish the introduction. You're going to let them do it.
I guess I will introduce them all.
Okay.
If they want me to.
It'd probably be safer.
Don't sound too excited. And I guess this is this is Ramus. He smells. This is.
He smells much better now.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my 1 dot of political knowledge and help the Baron through the introductions.
Is it my obligation to introduce these people, or
They're here as your guests.
we don't stand on ceremony in Ashland, so
I know.
We was just going to kind of step
Okay.
forward and go, Your Grace, you probably need to do the introductions.
Okay, does Brittany need to do it? Because Brittany doesn't know y'all's last names.
That's okay.
That's okay. Lily doesn't even know her last name.
Oh yeah. By the way, Lily. I mean, I need to tell your clan, right?
It's Tremere.
But you
But
don't.
her name. She's going by Seth, not Persephone. Seth.
Okay. Well.
And just Seth, because she can't even pronounce her own last name.
So Sophie will introduce each of you and give your name and your clan, and also Colin as her husband.
Okay. Sophia. We don't have to go through each individual again. And he says, "Well, thank you. I appreciate this." And he motions someone over, and you end up seeing when Sheba walks, you don't really see the feet move, so it does kind of give the impression that she's just hovering in anger across the floor to wherever she needs to go to.
It's like that woman in Mars Attacks.
I haven't seen Mars Attacks in a long time.
There's like a lady, or there's like an alien that masquerades as like this beautiful woman, but like when she walks, like you don't see any like leg movements, but she's just like her arms are just like gently swaying down the hallway and stuff. It's really ethereal, and it's like, well, how did anybody not know this person was an alien?
Okay,
Right.
that would be a good example then, with the exception of the fact that it's obviously, a beat up black robe kind of coming down.
Or maybe she's wearing some of those Heeley shoes.
She's on roller skates.
I always wanted some of those.
And he says, "This is Sheba the Black. She is of clan. She is my Nosferatu primogen. She also serves as the sheriff of Portland. And she just kind of looks at everyone, charmed.
Sophie will incline her head.
And there's literally like a moment of uncomfortable silence there, and he kind of looks to her and he says, "You can go." And then she just bows her head and then basically seethes her way through the rest of the crowd again. She says, "You'll have to forgive Sheba. She takes some getting used to."
In Ashland, we try to take each kindred as an individual. I'm very impressed that you've built out an entire court in the short time that you've been here.
It was a process prior to coming here. I don't know how much you were aware, but Lucinda had final say.
So she handpicked the population or the court?
She didn't handpick the population, but she was deeply involved with the selection of prince. At least the initial prince. Obviously, if something happens to me, God forbid, and then when he says that, actually you see Amira, like, solemnly bow her head as well. Then obviously all bets are off at that point, but at least to get the ball rolling. Remus, why don't you give me another wits and Camlore check?
Oh. Drop the dice. Okay.
Drop it like it's hot.
When Jerome asks you to make a roll, drop it like it's hot. It's the only part of that song I know. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 7 again.
7? Okay, and that's another... Oh, no, that's 2 successes.
Okay. You can obviously thank the information you have gleaned from Benedict in the past, but Soren Lockhart, when last you checked, was the Archon to Lucinda.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask if I knew who this guy was. And what is an Archon? This is for George. I'm assuming Remus knows.
Yeah, a Justicar is basically, I don't want to say the right hand of the inner council to the Camarilla. But think of actually a better way to put it is, without putting a number on it, they're more like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse to the Camarilla.
You
the
do
inner
not
council.
want them on your
And
tail.
anyone who's an Archon is basically a direct minion of one of those individuals. Each clan has a Justicar.
And I
okay.
think 1 to 4 Archons, my memory serves me.
They can actually have as many as they want, but that's in safe bet because they don't want to spread around the political liability too much. That's usually about how many they have, unless they're on the hunt for somebody.
Lucinda's Venture, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so he is very prestigious.
Yes.
Okay. I'm immediately like sweating because I know our group is ready to start a food fight.
Sophie is blissfully unaware. Can I ask about your plans for the city?
Well, for the time being, obviously the reestablishment, which is one of the reasons why we're having this gala, so that everyone can get to know one another. We maintained control of the city thus far, but we're looking to increase its holding within the Camarilla, so that it is in essence, a productive member of our society.
Let's see.
Revis just kind of steps forward and goes, Your Grace, how would you grace us with an estimate of what you think you need to establish that?
Are you sure you're asking the prince?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He says we're still taking numbers as of this point. We should know more likely within about the next month.
Was the Sabbat a significant percentage of that?
The Sabbat didn't seem to maintain so much of a hold on the city and its capabilities in so much as they were a hostile occupying power, which is what the Sabbat typically are. So when some of them fled, they were finding that they treated it with a scorched earth policy. So there's obviously some things we're still going to need to build back up and assist the mortals with getting back up on their feet.
Thank you. He steps back.
So, any word if there's still Sabbat lingering?
We're fairly certain that there are still some Sabbat lingering. They tend to be harder to stamp out than cockroaches.
A
But
misfold chuckle.
He's not wrong.
I think they know who's coming to power, and so I think that they're a little more hesitant than they would normally be. Otherwise, we probably would have heard something from Vancouver by now.
Would it benefit you to receive a list of the known hotspots that we encountered in our research?
I would be happy to accept such information. What would you like for that in return?
Let's
A 50 meal back. I don't say that out loud.
15. Perhaps a minor boon has an olive branch. Start things off on a friendly foot.
Tentative minor boon, while we ascertain the value of the information.
Very well.
So he does one of these numbers and motions somebody to come over. And you end up seeing a woman come. She carries with her kind of a stride and a purpose as she walks. Again, she's dressed a little bit more business casual, but the jewelry she has kind of makes up for that. Sophie, go ahead and roll.
Control. 3 successes.
Okay. So you're savvy enough to be in court at this point for the first time, so you're already a little tentative about just getting caught up and staring at something. And as soon as you turned around to see whoever it was he was hailing, you caught the shiny and just averted your eyes. You're like, I'm not going to focus to try and make it out. I'm going to be good. This woman also has kind of some long kept black hair. She looks like actress Inbar Lavi, also known as Eve from Lucifer.
I can be appreciative.
So she comes up and he says, Baron Lore, this is Andromeda. She is my harpy, also of Clan Toreador. He says, Andromeda, please mark me down for a minor boon for Baron Lore, tentatively and specifically for some information she's going to give us on the Sabbat locations within the city, correct?
That's right. And if you have an email address, I can compile a list and shoot it off to you tonight.
He says, we eschew electronics. So
That's right.
we do not have, quote unquote, an email address.
We can arrange for a courier, Your Grace.
No, I would hope so, but as soon as that has been put pen to paper, have somebody send that up here, and we will make that determination.
Certainly.
She she notes that down in a little booklet she's carrying around with her.
Revis kind of steps back and takes out his phone and pops it open and starts making notes.
And
says,
as you do that, the prince says, "I would appreciate that you turn that off and not have that currently in our Elysia."
"Oh, I'm sorry. No one told us that we could not bring them in." And he closes it back up, turns it off actually,
Okay.
and then he looks at the others.
Yeah, I don't know if I would I have known to come with it turned off already.
Probably not. This is the first time all of you have encountered this in an official sense, and but as that happens, and you are prone to being a little nervous right now, Sophie, you see the sheriff do one of these, almost eager to direct her anger.
Lily's going to put her phone on silence. And
Yeah,
put it
I'll-
away.
Sophie is not currently, she has nowhere to put a phone. So
You have a plus. You have a +1, Your Grace.
Yeah, I'll turn my phone off if I hadn't already.
so
I
she'll,
just-
I think we'll wait until this conversation is over and then quietly do it on the side.
He says, yes. I apologize if that wasn't made clear to you at the door, but we refrain from having electronic devices on the site. So
That's right.
Oh, no. No
all
problem.
is forgiven this particular time, but please
Prince and custom, of course.
correct.
Well, if there's nothing that you, no other questions that you have for us, I think we'd love to make the rounds and enjoy this beautiful evening that you've put together.
He says, of course, please, by all means, there is enough blood here to go around, provided you're not completely famished. We, of course, as you might have already seen, have brought in some art pieces from the museum. That's special thanks to Tempesta. He kind of motions off to the corner, and you see a also kind of conservative looking, but much more scholarly in her attire. It's got kind of some glasses tipped up on her head, shorter hair kind of kept. She looks like she's African American looking. She actually looks like Leslie Ann Brandt, also known as Mazikeen from Lucifer.
Oh, Mazikeen.
But she is actually an art collector and somebody who oversees the major museum here in town. So we have her to thank for bringing those particular pieces in.
Lovely. I'll make sure to thank her for her efforts.
He says, then by all means, don't let me keep you. Enjoy. There's obviously music and refreshments, and obviously other individuals to converse with should you so desire.
So Sophie will bow and then nod to his companions, and then she'll take Colin's elbow and move off.
Okay.
Yeah, Lily's going to wrap her arm around Ben and hope to God he gets her as far away as possible.
Sorry, Remus. I'm not going to hold your arm.
I don't need it, and he just like no. No, I think Remus is definitely because Jerome. It's been a minute since we talked about it, but like he's been getting some tutoring on this kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So like he'll be as appropriate as he knows to be, just to make a good impression.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't sure like if he should be like offering to shake hands or things like that, but he'll bow when he needs to. He'll shake hands if it's offered.
Sure.
He's on his best behavior.
Sure. Okay.
Revis is going to wander off to find the deputy.
Okay. She is actually kind of making her rounds checking in with the guards here, and occasionally fielding a question from, people like you who wander up to her.
I wander up to her and I go, we're supposed to have a courier deliver some documents that the prince has agreed to view. And where should the courier go when we send him this way?
Oh, she says, I can see to that, and she pulls out a scrap of paper and starts jotting down an address. She says, is this going to be coming by day or night?
Well, it involves a Sabbat, so it's up to you. We can send it either way, I'm sure.
Well, how we or what exactly is this information going to be on? Is it just like in a regular booklet, or are you just sending it on a signed letter?
It'll be transcribed notes. We have compiled a loose database of information that the prince has expressed desire in.
Okay, then why don't you bring it by in the evening at this address, but they're going to need to go in the back.
Evening, address at the back. Okay. And is there any name we should mention when the courier arrives?
You can actually mention mine.
Okay. And that's Nicole, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Thank you, Nicole. You've been a great help.
Well, thank you. Hopefully the information that you're providing us will turn out.
Revis wanders off again.
Okay.
I'm very impressed. It was very efficient.
Yeah.
And then he walks over to Ben and proceeds to relay the information to Ben. So I'm not the only one that has it.
Appreciate that. And by the way, and at this point, like Ben and Lily, he would have just walked with her over to get like refreshments. So he's in the middle of getting a drink.
Sure.
And then after Revis explains that, he says, so I know this probably isn't the ideal time to mention it, but how was the Unsteak restaurant? Been a while since I've been in Nuola.
He says, it was great, but I really hope that whoever was crying didn't go too far down that venue. See, I had to sit and wait there because they had to put the new glyphs and sigils up because I had told them we had an active scryer. And of course, that's not someone we want looking into our temples and our places of business. So I was sitting there waiting till they came up and told me it was safe for me to go meet my clan elder.
So, what was the secrecy? Why didn't you just tell us that you had to go meet your clan elder?
Kind of looks at it and goes like, you may hate your elder. There are those of us who like our elders, and we don't give their locations out to individuals or clans that might want to hold that for a time when they're not getting along so well.
So you just couldn't say New Orleans.
It was the only place I went. I went to Miami. There's a little island off the coast of Miami that takes cruise trips, and I had a business relationship there I needed to maintain.
You've been busy.
When he says that, Ben's going to try to read his aura to see if he's telling the truth about that.
Okay.
All right. 3 successes.
You remember what you need?
No, I was looking for something that apparently disappeared on my computer, so I'm wondering if that had something to do with problems I've been having. But anywho, 1 second.
Yeah, you need to take a look at something on my sheet.
Here we go. No, I know.
Okay.
That's not what I'm looking for. That is what I'm looking for. Bum bum bum.
If there's any like friendly people, I think Remus is going to try and just like strike up conversations just with like people that just look like they're just there having a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lily's actually going to be looking to see if she recognizes any other Tremiers.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. Almost there.
I almost thought we should have made a little cheat sheet.
Perfect. Okay.
For your character.
All right. So when you when you look to see if he's lying, how many successes did you get?
3.
Okay. So he seems pretty comfortable. And he's also very bright in his aura, like you would expect a mortal to be.
So Ben goes, huh. Question for you.
Sure.
What did you do to make your aura look different? You don't look like the rest of us.
Yes, indeed. That's a trait my sire is breeding for.
Wouldn't
Breeding
Lily's be the same since she has deceptive aura?
Huh.
I'm sorry, were
Jerome?
you asking in or out of character, and who are you
No,
asking?
yeah, I was asking, yeah, Jerome, wouldn't Lily's
And-
aura
and-
be the same since she has deceptive aura?
Yes.
Okay, so Ben should have seen that before.
Okay. Never knew. Okay.
Has Ben ever looked at Lily's aura?
No.
I don't know. Did you look at my aura?
No.
Gross.
Yeah. And then Revis looks and goes, that's also, you remember when me and Trish had the picnic?
Right.
I was surprised you don't remember what I ate and drank, and she did not.
True,
Oh,
but
that's
I've known
not right.
others who could do that, and they didn't necessarily have anything going on. So how does that work? I didn't think that was that common.
Lily's going to reach up and since Ben, I guess, hasn't ever looked at her aura, she's going to turn his head by his chin at her.
Okay. He's not looking at this point anymore, but so
Oh, okay. Well,
you
then
turn his head.
it's something some of us can do.
Oh, are you speaking from? Hold on, can you do that too?
Yeah, I look like a mortal to others.
Everyone's got the perks. It's good to know. All right.
It comes an advantage since my line of work.
Yeah, so that's not something you'll learn. It's just something you have, or what?
I've had it a long time, but like I said, my sire tends to adopt some of the other clan philosophies when it comes to breeding lines true. And
Other things can be.
I have an
learned.
uncle, as an example, who's trying to upscale nymphomaniacs into succubi.
I think that's TMI.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're in Elysium, guys.
Well, I'm sure some of them would get the kink.
Do we see the Nosferatu like kink? Where?
Nope.
At a
No.
Toreador court?
Yeah. No.
I'm gonna give
I'm actually interested in learning to hold down food and drink myself.
It took a long time. And
It does.
that's all I'm going to say.
It does.
I bet. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I had a burger. It's weird. I can't even remember what it tastes like. That's strange.
I just want a chicken McNugget. Just one. That doesn't taste like ash.
And truthfully, part of the reason with wine was it gave me a comparison when Trish kissed me. So, it was nice.
That was sussy.
So as you are conversing about being saucy and eating food and being relatively gross for vampires,
Yeah.
Food and eating.
Remus, you wander out into the crowd, kind of just looking to see who's there and whatnot. And then there's a tug on your suit coat
Okay, I'll turn.
from behind. Okay. There's a woman. She's about, we'll say 5'2", like not terribly tall. She's wearing black rimmed glasses, blonde hair. She has a nice suit coat on, a little bit of a blouse and skirt underneath. And she says, "You're that gangrel that ate Benedict, aren't you?"
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Remus looks to camera. I'll say.
You're muted.
Sorry, I accidentally muted myself. I'll say. That's.
Who wants to know?
Yeah. When I like. I guess I'll say. Excuse me. Have I met you somewhere before?
She says, "Not officially."
Can I search through like the Benedict files to see if I know who this person is?
The Benedict files. I'm imagining the Rockford files playing in the background right now. The theme song. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
His eyes do this flippy thing as he goes through his Rolodex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do like it's Sherlock Holmes. I have to go into my mind palace, so I'm just like,
Right.
okay. So what am I rolling?
At this point, difficult. It's your intelligence and Gamlore. Difficulty 8 for this one.
Okay. No successes.
Okay.
Well,
So your mental magic 8-ball comes up to, check back later.
Okay. And would I know, like, I get at this point, like, even if I try to lie, they can, like, I'm probably imagining, like, they can probably tell if I'm lying.
Yeah, there's. I mean, not only can somebody possibly tell you're lying, but they can also scan your aura to see if you've diablerized
Yeah.
somebody with the black.
I mean, I'm assuming they probably have, but yeah, I'll chance it at I'll just be like, it's not something. Is this really appropriate to be speaking about in a gathering like this?
So she kind of pauses and she looks around. She says, "You're right. I'm not very venture enough for these types of gatherings." She holds out her hand. She says, "Dr. Blackman." And by the way, she looks like Rachel Harris, aka Dr. Martin from Lucifer.
Oh, nice.
I've never
who from
watched that
Lucifer?
show, so I have no idea.
It's a fun show.
Lucifer is amazing.
It's a very fun show.
What is her name? Dr. Martin from Lucifer?
Yes.
Or no?
Her
All right,
name
I
is
don't know.
the actress is Dr. Martin from Lucifer. Her name is Dr. Blackman.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just gonna look up because I've not seen Lucifer, so I'm gonna look this up so I have an idea of
Yeah,
who
go ahead.
I'm talking to.
That's one of the reasons why I chose visuals for the NPCs, so you guys could have, a way to see what it is you're or see what you're talking about.
Okay.
Y'all should go watch Lucifer. It's actually a lot of fun.
Okay. All right, yeah, I have the visual. Okay. Say, so she introduces herself. Did she like put out a hand for
Yeah.
me to shake? Okay, I'll shake her hand and I'll say, Remus, I'm from Ashland.
Right. No, I'm aware. You're one of the anarchs. You're wearing the ribbon.
Oh, yes. I forgot. I forgot that they tagged us. How are you? Are you a member of the court? Are you here visiting
Oh,
as well?
she says yes, yes, I am. She says I'm the Malkavian primogen.
Oh,
I love Milkavians.
I don't think Remus has dealt with a Malkavian before, or has he?
No,
Oh, I wish we had
No.
one.
Benedict has, though.
I'm
Benedict
glad we.
has. There's a reason
Okay.
why Benedict was paranoid of people and usually just sent others to give his commands and whatnot.
Remus and Benedict are more alike as the days go on. Okay. And so Jerome, for like the primogen, so that means, is she like a member of the? She is a member of
She's a member of
Lockhart's
the
court.
clan, but she's also a leader of that clan.
Okay. Oh, so this okay. So I'm definitely on my best behavior.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say that this is my. I've been to a few events, but this is probably the most lavish one I've been to. So I'm also very new to these.
So she says, if you don't mind me asking, and she kind of looks around. She says, hold that thought, and then just kind of takes you by the sleeve and walks with you, away from the gathering a little bit. You're still in the room, obviously, but not around the crowd specifically.
Sure.
And she says, "You clean up well for a gangrel, like far better than what I'm used to seeing. Are
I
you
get that a lot.
suffering from a soul shard?"
I'm not anymore, right, Jerome?
Correct.
Okay. I'll say I wouldn't say suffer. But now that we're not in the middle of things, Benedict and we are one, if that makes sense.
She says, fascinating. So rather than one subsume the other, you merged.
Is that uncommon?
Horribly so.
Oh, I see.
She's like, I'm a doctor, I would know.
Okay. No, I believed you.
Oh my!
So what kind? So you're a doctor. So what do you practice?
Oh, my field of research is plant science.
Plant science.
Ooh, her and Dahlia would get along.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Too bad
Very
Donna's
interesting.
not here.
Yeah. So what field are you? A chemist or?
It's in general. It's not of chemistry. It's of botany and plants in general.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I would love to hear more about it if you don't mind.
Oh, of course. I've got all the time in the world. She just loops your arm and starts walking with you in random directions,
Okay. I'll
telling you about what she does.
Yeah, anything to not talk about how I ate Benedict. Yeah. But yeah, no, and I think Remus will be like kind of interested to just talk with this person.
Sure. That's
So
fine.
yeah,
So, Jerome, is there a way that they can kind of get an vantage point where they can see more of the crowd? Because Lily wants to scan to see if she recognizes anyone from Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, you can just do it from where you're at.
Okay, so she's going to be looking about to see if she recognizes any of the other Tremors.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give me a perception and alertness check?
Okay.
Difficulty 7.
Jerome, am I gonna get dissected?
Yes.
I just had this thought. I was like, oh god.
Leave the room.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was slow. All the rest of us are going like, he's with the Milkavian, but oh yeah, that'll end well. Okay.
You said difficulty 7?
Yeah.
4.
You do not see, or as far as you can tell, you don't see anybody wearing a pin denotes them as Tremere.
Okay,
that
so I don't recognize any faces or anything.
And you don't recognize anybody, no.
Is that a thing that they do? Is wear pins?
It's
Sometimes.
similar to other clans, yeah.
It's like a fedora.
Sometimes.
Is it a fedora?
It's like if they want you to know what they are
Right.
without them having
Just
to
like
tell you.
just like Ventru or Toreador, you know.
So she's going to relax a little bit more now that she's kind of scanned the area and she does not see her sire.
Okay.
So she'll take kind of a, okay, we can enjoy ourselves now.
Oh, we couldn't before?
Well, certain individuals are not here.
Oh,
And as you guys are making small talk or scanning the crowds or whatnot, Sophie, you and Colin are kind of off the side, watching the crowd from where you're at. Probably not going close enough to the art to be. I mean, you can if you want to risk being.
I figured that's why I brought a +1 to kind of drag me away in case.
Yeah, because he just, remember,
Okay.
he just lifts up his shirt to distract her.
There you go.
No, you know, just,
She gets sucked into like a really amazing art piece. He's like, okay, well, I see you got that art right there, and he slaps it on top and lifts up his shirt. But then you've got these abs, like he's a car salesman.
I love it.
You could like paint famous paintings onto each ab, like they're so square. Like,
the coup de grace.
that
Yeah.
might be too much.
it's just the Sistine Chapel, just like frescoes
You
along
will
his like.
see her head explode.
He's like, and in a moment, I will make Michelangelo run. So,
Oh yeah, if he moves his abs, like he could make Adam and God's fingers touch.
make them touch. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I love you, George.
So, so Sophie, then I guess you wandered off to the art to go look, which is fine. As you start to get a little too entranced, Colin will make a tug on you to try and pull you out of it. Here and there.
And he's like, you have 2 minutes, and then we're leaving to see the next one.
And then there you go. He just times it. When you are actually approached by Amira, as she kind of quietly walks up, and she says, and she bows her head politely, and she says, "Sultan Lore."
Oh, hello. How should I address you?
And she says, "Amira." Looks kind of confused.
There's no title that I should use?
Oh no! She says, "I am here on behalf of my sect, merely as an observer. I do not have an official title. Not here, anyways."
I see. You'll forgive me. I'm not very familiar with the Ashira. How far have you come?
Specifically from Persia, you would call it Iran.
Marvelous.
And this particular woman, she looks like a Pakistani actress by the name of Mawish Hayat.
Noonday.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I know that one.
Yeah, she was just recently in Ms. Marvel, actually.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's why she sounds familiar. That was a great show.
Yes. Can I help you?
She says, I apologize. I'm just merely observing. I am unfamiliar with the Western culture. Your kindred.
Oh, Do you have any questions? I'd be happy to talk with you about uh, whatever you're curious about.
She says, "Might I inquire about? You said you were an anarch. What what does that mean? The word normally means rebellion, correct? To rebel."
Yes, that is how it began. Um, it is not a new movement, although to our kind, that is definitely a relative term. Um, Originally, it was a rebellion against the Camarilla, and in modern nights, it is um, to be an anarch is to uh, take each kindred as an individual instead of um, with the hierarchies and the uh, structure that comes with the Camarilla. Originally, it was a rebellion of predominantly younger vampires against their elders when they realized that they had no freedom to make their own way and succeed in their own endeavors. They were required to simply toe the line of their elders and essentially wait for their predecessors to reach final death in order to uh, succeed into any sort of power.
I find this interesting. It sounds similar to what is going on within my lands currently. The younger are rebelling against many of the elders, but it seems to be more of a religious quarrel.
Really? Can you tell me more about that?
She proceeds to tell you, I'm kind of summarizing a little bit, that the Ashira are pretty much all bound by Allah. So any vampires who are in the Ashira are of the Islamic faith, which obviously differs quite a bit from like the Camarilla and what you're used to. And
Yes.
there is a bit of a schism within some of the clans, whereas the elders are trying to hold on to like a lot of the iconography and older relics from times past, whereas the newer younger vampires are trying to do away with a lot of that.
Can I ask what your thoughts are on this movement?
She says that is not for me to say, respectfully.
Of course. I meant no disrespect.
Oh, none taken. Certainly, you would not have known to ask. There is no fault to be found.
Yes, so in until very recently, the anarchs were considered a mere uprising of children, and the Camarilla was intent on subsuming them back into the whole. With the um, Treaty of Venice, we've been able to work out an agreement to allow anarchs to have their own autonomy in partnership with the rest of the CAM.
That is interesting. Might I ask you for the briefest of favors?
What is it?
She says, perhaps these are not the best places to have this sort of conversation, as they are open. But I would wish to know more about your sect. One of the reasons why I am here, and I had hoped to be brought here to Portland, was to learn of the Anarch movement and the differences between the Camarilla and the your Anarchs. Might I come with permission of hospitality to your city at some point in the future?
Yes, of course.
We have not cleaned at all. We just invited her to the dirtiest house.
Now is not the best time.
Those are load-bearing pizza boxes.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I was just like, oh god, like
Now
Out
is
of character.
not the best time, but
The city that hasn't defined hospitality yet.
Yeah.
so what is your understanding of hospitality?
Well, I must seek it out from the Sultan prior to entering the city. To do so is a great offense. But to do
What-
so with
what
that is a great offense.
What does hospitality entail in your culture?
Well, I am operating off of what I have learned from the Camarilla, and that is to seek hospitality would mean to seek permission to enter your city temporarily.
Oh,
And of course, obey whatever laws that you have set down.
yes, of course. That is amenable.
But
As I
the
said,
only law we have is don't be a lily.
don't be a lily. Rule number 1. Don't be.
it's a rule that you'd think a lot of people could follow.
Obviously not.
Yes. How long do you anticipate being here in Portland?
Until they recall me. I
Yeah.
imagine it's going to be some time. I have not been given a time frame.
Then yes, in the future, I think Ashland would be happy to show you around.
Well, excellent. Thank you very much. Is there I know that there is no technology used. Is there someplace I may send my request for hospitality and time in which I may enter?
Do you use technology?
I do not.
You know what? Why don't you send me a message, and is there somewhere that I could reach you?
She says, of course. She says, I have a PO box that you can send mail to.
Sophie will signal Colin for a pen or something.
Okay.
If he's got a pen on
Yep.
hand. And
Pulls it out from one of his abs.
sounds painful.
It's got Swiss Army abs.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they do a lot of jobs around this town.
Mhm.
That's really close to TMI.
Yeah, you say were you.
It's canon. You heard it.
yeah, so she'll get the PO box, and um, she'll say, I'll send you a notice when it's safe for you to visit.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And she bowed her head politely and walked off.
Making all kinds of friends tonight.
Colin puts away the pen and he says, it's the first I've heard of them. But didn't they have some sort of like wedding thing? I thought I remember hearing that getting posted somewhere on the free.
Oh, that's right. With Victoria Ash, right?
Now, I don't know. I can't see it.
Well, wanted to ask about that too.
I'm just going off of hearsay at this point, but probably. Should we collect the others, or was there something else that you wanted to do tonight?
I can think of a few things.
That we can do in public?
I mean,
No. Sorry.
maybe we ought to take our leave.
Of course, sure. He's looking a little, flushed at this point, and it's like, all right, well, we live to ride again.
Is that how you do it?
As you two turn away from the pictures at this point, the other Toreador approaches, the one that was noted as a harpy.
Oh yes, what was her name again?
Andromeda.
Andromeda.
And she says, Baron Sophie, can I ask you a question?
I suppose.
I just recently received some information and I'm not entirely sure of the validity. I wanted to run it by you first.
Do tell.
She says, now I consider the source, but I figured I probably should come to you. You have another artist among you?
Another artist?
Modern, I guess. Music is not really my thing, but from what I understand, there's, I think you would call them a DJ.
I'm not aware
my.
of any DJs in my city.
Okay.
She's more of a beatboxer.
Fair enough.
What is it that you've heard specifically?
Well, she kind of looks at her notes because she had scribbled a couple things, and she says, "Well, I have to confess, I have access to the Freep, and apparently there's this Anarch DJ, and she looks back at her notes and she says, okay, I think I spelled this right, the Hip Hop Opotamus."
Sounds like I need to make some inquiries.
The name doesn't really have a good taste to it.
It doesn't, does it?
No. That was really all my main concern, because it was kind of odd. I mean, granted, they're anarchs. I'm not going to what would they normally say? Slow their roll, or. But I mean, if that was really her thing,
Sometimes there's no accounting for taste, but
okay, true,
uh,
true. But being a toreador, and if there were really an artist, I was kind of compelled to make sure that they had the opportunity to perform if necessary. Hence the question.
oh, you mean perform here?
Well, right, if they so desire. I mean, because as a rose, it can be of a high honor to perform at an Elysia for a prince.
Right.
No, I mean, you're a
Oh,
performer as well. I don't exactly approve of the methods. No offense, but I have heard the music that you were a part of, and it is quite excellent.
Oh my.
It's I admit it's not for everyone, and my first love is classical.
Of course, as it should be.
Remus pops up like,
Yeah, and as he does, he meets eyes with Sheba, and just
oh,
and he ducks.
Uh, I think you're safe to belay that invitation.
Okay, so there is no artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there. So there is no artist bearing this name that. Again, I'm just wanting to make sure. I could if they're embarrassed about it, I could always just say their name and let them perform. They don't have to go by this bizarre stage name.
Considering that I'm not sure who you're referring to, I think it's safe to say that we don't need that kind of entertainment tonight.
Fair enough. Did you wish to perform? I wish to extend you the opportunity should you wish to do
Is
so.
is there a desire for me to perform?
Your rose. There is always a desire to perform. Is there
I
not?
didn't bring my violin.
One can be provided for you. And she kind of looks down and she says, "Oh, the last time you were here was a bit
Let's not speak of that.
awkward.
I'm surprised.
You do have the
Surprised.
opportunity to perform for a Rose Prince to make up for that. We could bring in a violin if you so desired.
Well, all right. Twist my arm.
is this Toreador shade? Like,
Yep.
yeah.
And she says, then excellent. I will clear a block in about 15 to 20 minutes. We will find you a chair should you desire it, and we will have a violin brought in for you.
How long would you like me to play?
How long would you like to play for? What would you think befitting our prince?
Um, I know a 20-minute piece that would uh, be an excellent
Say no
addition
more.
to the evening.
It sounds perfect. I will make the arrangements. Thank you very much, Miss Baron Lore.
Well, here's hoping it goes a little better this time.
you got Colin all excited. Now you're like, 20 minutes.
Yeah. And he's all.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just kind of go walk around, make sure we're all still present and accounted for. And,
Sure.
Mortals have anything like odd vibes or anything going to them? They all still in the party mood? Or,
Nope, nothing like that. Most of the mortals here are usually like a servant tied to one of the other vampires here of some kind. So
okay.
Well, Ben, do you want to mingle?
Good question. I
Or
don't know.
should we go find our Baron and see if we can escape?
It's not a bad idea. I kind of grab one more drink, though. They know what they're doing as far as the spread goes. But yeah, I think you're right. So Ben will pick up one more drink and then start walking around trying to find the Baron.
Okay. She's not hard to find. She's kind of making her way towards the front of the crowd where there's a stage is. And it looks like they're setting up a chair with
She'll stand.
music stand if she needs it.
No.
Okay.
So then
What is
Ben
she- What is she doing?
looks like she's preparing for something. Let's find out here. Ben's gonna walk up. Baron, you getting ready to do something?
I've been invited to play. Figure since the last time that I played at an Elysium in Portland, rather went poorly. So I ought to really make up for that, even though nobody here was there, and everyone who was there is probably dead. Somehow word still got out.
Point of pride. I get it. No problem. Yeah. As soon as you're ready, as soon as you're done with your playing and whatnot, just let us know. I think the rest of us are kind of itching to get back to home.
Yeah, I'm fine with that as well.
All right.
Cut
Greg
the
Leg.
Remus who's strapped to a gurney and is being cut into. I don't know.
No, you just basically what Dr. Blackman did is she would constantly like walk you along the perimeter of the party sort of thing. So you were always just out of earshot of the people. So the conversation was mobile and a little bit more private
Okay.
about whatever it was that you guys were talking about.
It's probably like really weird to like everyone just kind of like seeing this like this couple just walking the perimeter of the party, like never entering, like we're orbiting it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So at that point, you see the harpy come walking forward again, and she makes an announcement and getting everyone's attention. She says, "Everyone, please gather round." She says, "Our friend and fellow Rose, Baron Sophie Lore, has a piece of music she wishes to perform as a gift to our newly christened Prince of Portland." And there's, some polite applause, coming around from the crowd. And so she bows and motions with her hands directing to Sophie and steps away from the stage.
So she'll spend a few seconds just essentially tuning, getting a feel for the instrument,
Okay.
and then she will break into the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto in E minor,
Okay.
which you're just gonna have to go and listen to it because it's cool stuff. But
We'll take your word for it. I'm sure I've probably heard it because it appears in a lot of Looney Tunes.
She plays Barbara Seville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic music.
that's good stuff. Okay, so just to make sure this goes well, I'm gonna spend like 3 willpower.
Of the
Yeah.
one that you're allowed to spend.
Would this be a good time to figure, like, I don't, how does it work? We can buy people rerolls?
This is
Can
true.
can I also spend a blood point to bump my dexterity?
You can.
So it'd be Dex and Performance, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna do that just because
And do you have celerity?
I do.
So that automatically plays in your
Oh.
favor.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Oh gosh, I don't have enough dice for this.
Hooray for celerity.
Wait, so does celerity bump up your dex, or does it just like make you go faster?
Any roll that you have with your dexterity, if you have celerity, will add to it.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's if you're not using it for extra actions.
Right.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Ah.
a passive effect for
It's
celerity.
not just the speed. It's in essence the nimbleness of whatever it is that you're doing.
Oh, okay. I've never seen it used that way before. That is cool.
As I roll 14 dice plus an auto success.
And watch her botch.
Please don't. Please don't. Okay. What is
And they
the?
all come up as ones.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
What is the difficulty?
Difficulty 7.
7. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Emotional damage.
Ones. So 3 successes.
Is that with the auto from the will?
Yep.
Wow.
So you got, with all those dice, 3 successes.
I got 2 ones.
Did you do the tens thing where you you get 2 successes from it? Did you get any tens?
Thought I did, but now I messed up my dice. So
Oh,
And so Haley just gave you a reroll.
okay, I'll do a reroll.
Okay.
But I don't get the auto success this time, do I?
No.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Failure.
You can do it.
Okay. 2, 3. Oh my gosh, I got 3 ones this time. That goes to 1 success.
oh.
Ooh.
Look what you did, Haley.
Wow.
Hold on.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
That's rough.
Oh,
Ouch. Okay. So
Hey, well,
Haley's all sorry.
Sophie's gonna go disappear into the west.
You play chopsticks.
So you play. It was better than your last time.
Was it though? I
Last-
seem to recall the last time was just like okay.
Oh, I can't.
It
No.
wasn't bad.
No, the last time you actually totally botched it.
No, I didn't.
I thought you did.
I don't think so.
why are you arguing with him?
Yeah.
He's trying to help.
Is he though?
Yes, he is. You don't perceive it that way. He's trying to help.
So you do your best to play. It is of marginal success.
It really sounds better with an orchestra to back me up.
To hide you.
There you go. Oh.
That's the story. She's sticking with
I
it.
kid. So
Okay.
and so there's
So
polite.
everyone's wow, they do a lot of work in the editing, don't they?
So there's some polite applause after you finish. And the prince steps forward and he bows politely and he says he whispers into your ear from where you're at. And he says, I appreciate the effort. I understand it was last minute.
She's gonna bow and hand him the violin and just walk off.
Okay.
Oh my.
Okay. And with that, everybody starts going back to to talk and chatter amongst themselves. Colin gives you kind of a hug up, from the side.
It's too bad Trish wasn't able to join us. It would have been interesting to watch her in this environment.
Interesting, maybe, I don't know, stressful for us.
Oh, I don't know. It could have been entertaining.
I think we've had enough entertainment like the past few months. You kidding? Jeez.
Well, she did get a brand new car. I mean, could you imagine what she could get here?
Yeah, that's a good point. Then again, think of, I mean, she's going to deal with some experts at wheeling and dealing here, I'm sure. I'm sure everyone here is chomping at the bit, trying to get as many boons as they can from everyone else. I'm surprised we haven't been approached by 15 people asking for some.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. Maybe it's our tire. Maybe we just look at a place.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Well, you do,
Looking
yeah,
good.
you do clean up well, hun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Very sexy.
Oh,
Oh, I should have made a Men's Warehouse joke when I was dressing up. Dang it. Ah,
Yeah, Remus did a good job on you.
he's got a lot of clothes. Like a lot of clothes.
More than me?
He might. He might have more than what he showed me. I don't even know.
I didn't think anybody. Well, besides Sophie, I'm sure she has more outfits than me.
Yeah, she probably does.
She
I don't
probably
think
has
I've
a
ever
whole
seen her in the same
warehouse.
thing twice.
Yeah, I think she had like a warehouse of shoes and clothes.
I believe it.
I can see it.
Don't need a zero for that one. Yeah, I think that's true.
Probably bigger on the inside.
Sophie burns every outfit after she wears it.
So, what do you think about tonight so far?
It's better than New Orleans. Although, I mean, it's a pretty terrible example. But, yeah, it's not too terrible. It's nice I haven't had to talk to any of these folks. Yeah. How about you? You feeling okay?
Well, seeing that this is the very first time and I have nothing to compare it to, and nobody has tried to stake us, I think we're doing good.
Yeah. 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 Nobody's drained anybody dry by accident or anything. That's good. Good
Yeah,
times.
that's very good.
And then
Yeah.
from behind Lily, you end up hearing, "But that sounds awful." Do you have that kind of a problem?
She's going to
Just-
turn around and look to see who's talking.
It's Dr. Blackman.
Oh, well, you know, every city has its problems.
Of course. But the only one who's eaten anybody is she kind of points over to Remus.
Am I still with her?
Well, you are now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, long story. It's been handled, you know.
Yeah,
Terrible stuff.
the perpetrator she's long gone. So
She?
wasn't able to catch her.
So she kind of looks at Remus and says, "I thought you were a guy."
Yeah, they've the conversation has gotten a little mixed up. I think we should start over. This is Dr. Blackman. She is the Malkavian Primogen, and
Oh,
she has been. I've been learning a great deal about the things that she's interested in.
Malkavians. It's one of my favorite clans.
Oh, well, thank you. We
Yes.
don't normally carry that sort of reputation, so I appreciate the candor.
My name is Seth, and I'm from Clan Tremere.
Oh, we don't have any Tremere here. Pity.
Yeah, pity.
Reva's standing behind her, just kind of smiles.
Oh, and this is my better half, I guess, for tonight. Benjamin Baxter of Clan Bruja.
Oh, wow. It must be really in the water down there. You have a married couple with, well, you have. So let me think. So you two are dating. Then there is the Giovanni and Ventru who have married. And then there is the Toreador and Immortal who is married.
Yes. We're just dating.
Must be in the blood.
When
Yeah.
you're not, when you're not bogged down by all the red tape and bureaucracy and all of that of other sects, you get to be yourself.
Yeah, you get time to get to know others better.
Remus is looking around awkwardly, like.
So the secret to your success is that you're hippies.
Oh no. No.
Not hippies.
I am definitely not a hippie.
Success. I didn't say that.
Yeah, everyone focuses on hippies. Remus all success.
Bad time to take out a tote.
Do I look like a hippie?
She kind of shrugs. She says, I was just kind of going with it. It seems you were all very open with one another. That's kind of different for a
Oh no,
vampire society.
I'm only open with Ben.
Boy, that got taken the wrong way.
So Remus, are you open with anybody?
No, not at the moment.
No,
I'm not.
He's single.
Give
Quite the catch too.
give Seth a look of like, what are you doing?
Trying to avert attention away from herself.
Throwing Remus to the wolves.
To the Malkavian.
Right, the wolf.
And he's
Oh,
very
boy.
successful in his work too. Does a lot of good deeds.
Yeah, he's, like I said, quite the catch.
Was that certainly didn't come from Benedict. It couldn't have. He was snob.
Oh, Remus is not a snob.
Ben does go. You are nail on the head. You got it. Remus, though, yeah, he's the. Oh, so you've heard about that? Then what went on with Remus?
Oh, yes, of course. And as you ask that, you see that she's sketched basically a profile shot of his head, and there's like measurements for his like his cranium, like
Of my head?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Did I watch her do that?
No, she was just talking and just kind of doing her thing. So you didn't see it up until now.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. It's not filled with like hearts or anything. It's looking like very
Oh, yeah.
scientific. It's like like okay, this is a profile. And this is
Yeah.
specific
Oh,
meters to hair and so on and so
yeah.
forth. Like
I wasn't thinking that she was like she was just writing down like her name with my last name or something like that. No, I was like it sounded very like she was like measuring me in like a very like medical sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why I was like, oh, that's worrisome.
So if Ben sees that drawing, he goes, "Oh, what is it you do exactly? You're a doctor of."
Plant sciences.
Oh,
Yeah.
Huh.
Like Delilah.
oh yeah, good point. Yeah, Remus, you mentioned Delilah. She's like a botanist or plant scientist too. Yeah, we.
She says, "Oh, well, that's wonderful. I'm usually the only one that practices such sciences in my area. Do you have an anarch that does this as well?
We actually do, yeah. She's
Fascinating. Could
really
you put
good
me
at
in
it.
touch with her?
That could
Probably, yeah.
probably be arranged.
You gotta. I know we're not supposed to really write it down. You gotta name a number. I can have her call you.
We are not allowed to use technology. But I do know I do have an address that you can send information to, and I have a couple servants that I could send down to Ashland to retrieve something should
Okay.
that work out.
I gotta ask you. So the no technology thing. That's not just here. None of you in Portland are using that at all for anything.
Not for communications, no.
But
Can
you
I
use it
ask?
for your work.
Oh, of course. But
So do you like have
I
a
absolutely have to use it for my work.
so do you like have a work email that
No,
because
no, we
Oh.
do not have any sort of communication whatsoever. That is actually against Camarilla directives.
so how do your colleagues contact you?
I don't
I
have
think
colleagues.
Oh.
well, I mentioned if it's something work related, I think it's specifically they're not using it for like kindred kind of discussions.
I
Okay.
take it that's for security.
I don't. That is correct. And no, I don't use it at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, They
it-
have encryption nowadays.
And she says, if you don't mind, I would rather not talk about that particular piece. The harpy isn't far away.
Hmm.
that's fine. You got your rules. Sure. Yeah. If you have like an address or a courier or something, I'm sure could have her reach. Her name's Delilah or Dahlia rather. Sorry. Um, we could we could work something out. What's best for you?
Okay. She jots down a mailing address, and she also gives the number a phone number to one of her servants.
Okay.
So
All right.
if you need to arrange a letter drop off of some kind, you can arrange it with him, day or night.
Got it. So servants can use the technology for talking, but Camarilla, that's a no-go.
So long as it's not in relation to vampire activity.
All right.
Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, make sure she gets in touch with you.
Learn something new every day.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. And she says, "Oh, and she covers up some of her notes at this point and putting her tablet away. And she says, Remus, feel free to take a copy of the number. I would like to converse with you again about this meld. It's fascinating.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for talking with me. I had a lovely time.
Oh, well, thank you. I don't normally enjoy these sort of soirees. You have made it quite enjoyable as well.
Thank you very much.
Are we ready to depart?
Sophie's already screaming in the car.
Aww.
I guess we're ready to depart.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see the
Do you
bear
see
in it.
where? Do you see where Sophie went?
Yes.
Probably left. Yeah, she's better with the guitar, to be honest, so I think we better bounce.
Yeah, sounds good.
Do we need to present ourselves? Well, actually, Jerome, would I know? Should we present ourselves to the prince
Oh, no.
before we leave?
You don't
No?
have to. No, you could just leave.
Think they'll unlock the doors for us?
I mean, if we want to leave, they'd better. Let's go try it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they locked the doors. Maybe she's screaming in the coat check.
So start headed towards the exit, see if we can find Sophie on the way.
Yep, not a problem. The only thing that they're concerned with is, once you exit, you're gone. You're not coming back in.
Nope.
Okay.
All right.
So with that, then they open the doors, let you guys go out into the night, and that is where we're going to stop for the evening, as the rest of you drive back to return to Ashland. I am
Please
so
don't
sorry,
tell us we
Sophie. I had hoped, with all
Now
of the
it's
dice
gonna
that
be
you
a
had,
thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing now.
Yeah. Just don't use the violin. There, that's what
I
did it.
love how like she's literally been playing the violin for like 25 years. She played the guitar for like 3 months.
Well, sometimes it's like it's what you have it's like the instrument that like gets you is more important than like kind of the time you spend with it.
Yeah.
maybe. All right, so that is it for tonight. Our next game is tomorrow night at 6 p.m. For our Modern Age Heroes. We have a new player joining us and another part of the cross-dimensional caper that we are experiencing in that game, so it should be really fun. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, K-Night Chronicles. Thank you very much. Also, we have Cyberpunk coming up this coming Wednesday. That is the 28th. And hopefully we will have Street Fighter on the 29th. Lord willing, we'll have everybody there for that. And both of those start at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then on July the 1st, we will have our next Blood Ties game, which is at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So thank you all for tuning in who have watched and listened to our game tonight. Really appreciate you hanging with us, especially through the technical problems earlier on. And you guys have a great night. Good night.
Nice.
Night all.
End
Okay,
stream.
if Remus goes